A long time ago, in the north of Europe, there lived a group of people called the Vikings. They lived in countries that today are Norway, Sweden, and Denmark. The Vikings were known for being brave, strong, and curious. They wanted to explore new lands, trade, and sometimes fight. Vikings lived in small villages. Their homes were made of wood and straw. Inside, families cooked food on a fire and slept on simple beds. Children played outside, ran with animals, and learned skills from their parents. Boys learned how to sail, hunt, and fight. Girls learned to cook, take care of animals, and weave clothes. Life was not easy. Winters were very cold, and sometimes food was hard to find. But Vikings were strong and hard-working. They helped each other every day. Vikings believed in many gods. They prayed to Odin, the wise god, and Thor, the god of thunder. They believed that the gods protected them in battles and on dangerous journeys. Vikings also believed in heroes. When a Viking died bravely, people thought he would go to Valhalla, a special place for heroes. Vikings loved stories about gods and heroes. They told these stories to children and young people. These stories taught lessons about courage, loyalty, and honesty. Vikings were very skilled sailors. They built long ships with sails and oars. These ships were fast and strong. They could travel on rivers, seas, and even oceans. Vikings used their ships to explore new lands. They went to England, Ireland, France, Russia, and even North America long before Columbus. Storms could sink ships, and enemies could attack. But Vikings were brave. They continued to travel and explore. Vikings were also traders. They exchanged goods like furs, honey, weapons, and jewelry. Trade helped them learn about new cultures and new ideas. Some Vikings became rich because they traded well. They learned new skills from other people, and they shared their own skills. Trade was important because it helped villages survive and grow. But Vikings also went on raids. They attacked towns to take treasures and land. These raids made them feared by many people in Europe. Even so, they often left villages and towns to live in peace after raids. Even though Vikings were fighters, they were clever and strategic. They chose the right time to attack. They made strong weapons and shields. They trained every day. They also wrote messages using runes, a special alphabet. Vikings wanted to remember their history and stories. They carved runes on wood, stone, and metal. This is why we know many Viking stories today. Life was not only about fighting. Vikings enjoyed celebrations and festivals. They had feasts with meat, bread, and mead. They sang songs, told stories, and danced. Music and dance were important for families and communities. Vikings loved stories because stories taught lessons about life, courage, and friendship. During festivals, children listened carefully to the stories of brave warriors and clever heroes. Vikings also valued courage and loyalty. A good Viking was brave, respected family, and helped friends. If a Viking promised something, he kept his word. He protected his family and village. These values helped Viking communities survive in difficult times. Vikings learned that teamwork and trust were very important. They faced many dangers, but they always helped each other. Vikings faced many dangers at sea and on land. Storms could destroy their ships. Winters could bring hunger and sickness. Enemies could attack their villages. But Vikings did not give up. They were adventurous and curious. They explored lands that no one had seen before. They sailed across rivers and oceans. They discovered new places and brought back knowledge, goods, and stories. Vikings were also clever problem solvers. When they wanted to cross a river, they built small rafts. When they needed more food, they learned to hunt and farm. They invented tools and weapons to make life easier and safer. This shows that Vikings were not only fighters, but also smart and creative people. Vikings also taught lessons about teamwork and courage. In battles, they fought together and protected each other. They believed that a strong group was more important than one person alone. They trained every day to be ready for anything. These lessons are important for us too. In life, learning English or any skill, teamwork, practice, and courage are necessary. Vikings explored new lands with curiosity. They did not fear the unknown. Some sailed to icy seas, others to forests and mountains. They discovered new animals, plants, and rivers. Every journey was an adventure. They learned new skills, made new friends, and brought back treasures. Like Vikings, when you learn English, every word, every sentence, every new story is a small adventure. Today we remember Vikings because they were brave, curious, and strong. They showed that people can explore the world if they are not afraid. Their stories, ships, and runes help us understand history. We can also learn from Vikings. You can learn from their courage. Vikings faced many difficulties, but they did not give up. They sailed into the unknown. They learned new skills. They explored new lands. You can do the same with learning English. It may feel difficult. You may make mistakes. Sometimes it seems slow. But every word you learn is a step forward. Every sentence you understand is a small adventure. Be curious like a Viking. Ask questions. Explore new ideas. Be brave and try new things. Step by step, day by day, you will discover new lands in your mind. You will reach new places with English, just like Vikings reached new lands with their ships. Remember, learning is a journey. Viking journeys were not easy, but they were exciting. Your English learning journey is also an adventure. Every small effort brings you closer to your goal. Mistakes are normal. Difficulty is normal. But progress is normal too. Imagine yourself as a Viking. You sail on a ship called English. Sometimes waves are high, sometimes the wind is against you. But you continue. You learn new words, practice speaking, and read new stories. Slowly, step by step, you move forward. One day, you will see how far you have come. You will be proud. Vikings teach us patience, courage, and curiosity. You can also be like them. Every time you practice, every time you try, you grow stronger. Do not be afraid of challenges. Use them as a chance to learn and explore. Be brave, be patient, be curious. Learning English is your adventure. Like Vikings, you can discover new worlds. One word, one sentence, one story at a time, you will move forward. Keep going. Never give up. The world is waiting for you.